Let me show you guys the results of our research. This is the top 10 meme coins when it comes to trading and giving you the most amount of money short term, utilizing my own trend trading strategy. This is something I talk about pretty much daily on my YouTube channel, and I go through all of my strategies being completely transparent. Exactly when I execute trades, I post it on my X account, and I go through every single trade, when I enter, when I exit, the amount of percentages that we make on every single trade. Before I get into the exact meme coins, I want to talk about the dynamic between Bitcoin and the meme coins itself. This is something I always keep in mind. If Bitcoin is looking really strong, maybe it's breaking through a trend line or forming a new uptrend, I always make sure I sync Bitcoin with the trades I'm doing for the meme coins and altcoins. This matters a lot for altcoins, but it matters even more for meme coins. Meme coins are way more volatile, imposing more risk on our trades, but this also gives us more opportunity to make bigger gains in fewer trades. And of course, that leads us to the first project of the list, that is Mubarak. With a great volume to market cap ratio and a fully unlocked project, basically the fully diluted market cap is the same as the current market cap. In the last month, down 83%, giving us the opportunity to short this project massively, making over 160% gains with a 2x short. As you see, Mubarak and Bitcoin aligned perfectly. The project getting pumped like crazy and then falling in combination with a weak Bitcoin. This is what gave us this steady free fall of the project. As people were leaving the project, well, as insiders were dumping on the project and people losing hope, we got this very steady downtrend of the project. As you can see how smooth this curve is, very little volatility, giving us one of the easiest trades of 2025 in all meme coins combined. And right now you can see it's about to turn into an uptrend unless it's a fake out, but the project wants to start pumping again, giving us a massive longing opportunity. And as soon as it confirms, I'm gonna update you guys here on YouTube with a technical analysis video where I go through and break it all down so we can long it properly and extract as much capital as possible. Next up we have BYBIT or BYBIT. This is gonna be one hell of a project because it's completely different. It's all upside down from the other project, and the volume to market cap ratio is absolute garbage. 9.4%. Pretty much nobody is trading this project in comparison to the market cap. Yes, it still has a $31 million 24-hour average trading volume. And what this means is that there is activity in the project, but it means in comparison to the size of the project, it just won't randomly explode. Looking at the first big uptrend here for BYBIT, you can see over 400% gains if you timed it perfectly. Otherwise, around 300% gains, still amazing. And on 2x leverage, that's 600% gains. The next big uptrend gave us over 100%, and that's over 200% gains with 2x leverage. This was then followed up by a massive downtrend with a very big volatility spike that still somehow kept the downtrend. This means that there was a lot of volume selling, and the project has dropped over 80% since the confirmed downtrend. And since the peak of the project, it fell over 90%, but has then recovered over 10%. This here is the exact reason for why this project is here. This could turn into a massive uptrend of over 100%. But as you guys know, we mentioned this here in the beginning, this needs to align properly with Bitcoin. Otherwise, this is not going to work out. If Bitcoin pumps and this stays in an uptrend on the daily time frame, we could see 100 to 300% gains as we have seen before. Next up, we have Book of Meme or BO. With a pretty average volume to market cap ratio and a fully unlocked project, all tokens in circulation, this is going to be the perfect playing field for our strategy. When looking at Book of Meme here on TradingView, we can very easily see that the project is constantly being pumped. They probably have a good team of marketing because of the connections to Binance on this project, but as you can see, it's constantly being pumped and they're trying to pump it over and over again in order to extract capital. The second they stopped pumping the project, it fell into a solid downtrend, and it's not been broken since. I, however, think they're still sitting on capital. I think they're waiting for the perfect moment, the moment where Bitcoin goes crazy. I think they're gonna pump this project like crazy as well. It's lined up for a massive long position. We're just waiting for the signal. So here is how I think this will play out. Some of the big investors here in the beginning are still holding capital. They're still waiting to sell at the perfect opportunity, and they want to pump the project before then. Another bonus project here that's not gonna be in the list is Turbo. It's in a very similar situation as Book of Meme. The graphs are looking very similar, though it's been a little bit better when long in the project. It's also been filled with a lot more volatility. Just look at the massive swings here after every single peak. This one is a little bit scary to trade, but as you can see, like once the project dies down a little bit, the volatility goes away as well, and the more solid liquidity and the more solid trading begins. This is when we can actually extract some capital without being stop lossed out of our trades. Next Memecoin is Memecoin. It's pretty straightforward. There is a big reason for why we're trading this project, and it's not because of the volume to market cap ratio. It's still good, and the market cap is very, very small. The project has been struggling just like every other meme coin. It's pumped like crazy, dumped like crazy. We can follow the trends. The trends are moving quite fast, and we got both some longing and shorting opportunities. I think this project is hiding some big pump potential, and the reason is that it's still very active. When they start marketing the project, when the project gains a little bit of momentum again, we will be sitting there ready, maybe not to long the project because of the volatility and because of the risk, but once the project is pumped and then it's done pumping, we see the volatility decreasing, we see the 24-hour trading volume decreasing. If we try to simulate this here in our mind, if the 24-hour trading volume goes up to like 150 million, the project does a 2x, and then we see the 24-hour trading volume die down below 50 mil, or like to a similar ratio that we have right here, then the project is calming down. And that's when we get these massive shorting opportunities. Next up is Bonk, and one of the big reasons for why this project is here is because of the increased 24-hour trading volume. This means something is going on behind the scenes. One thing we don't really talk about is the activity of the team behind the project. In this case, more memes and more GIFs are still being made for the project. I'm very glad to see this, that the project is still active, but the reason for why I'm so happy about this is because this has been one of the easiest projects to trade. As you can see, the trends are really, really solid, and the moves are long, sticking for a long time, not faking out constantly. We have pumps going as far as 700% and then going another 100% on top of that. This project is absolutely crazy, and I think it's because of the activity of the team. This is one of the projects with the most amount of memes being made for it in the entire world of crypto. Some of you guys might have already seen this graph. This is because it's a fault coin. It has been one of the easiest trades to make in all of crypto in 2025. The trends are very strong, and this shows us a healthy project. I will show you guys something that I normally don't talk about in these videos, but there is a very cool strategy that you can do when trading these projects. You first look at the projects on the daily time frame, and you see which trend we are in on the daily time frame, and then you match your trades on the 4-hour time frame with the trend on the daily time frame. And when you then match that with the trend of Bitcoin, you basically have 3 trends aligning with your trade, and that overall increases your win rate. So now, since this project is in a trend on the daily time frame, and if we just take a step back and look on the 4-hour time frame, if you only longed this project during all of that time, you had made a lot more money than trying to short it as well. Yes, there are a little bit of fake outs right here, but if you only try to long the project, you would have only made money on every single trade here since the beginning of the uptrend. Looking on the daily time frame, going all the way back here, you can see that if you only shorted the project during the downtrend on the daily time frame, but you shorted it on the 4-hour time frame, you would have made some massive gains. You would have avoided all of the fake outs and only shorted the projects and nailed every single trade here. This is why we have different strategies for different projects, and I've kind of developed an eye for this over time for being here for such a long time. But this is also why I make single videos on some projects when I analyze them, because the strategy that I use for all of these projects is very similar, but there's still some difference, and that difference makes up for the win rate that we need in order to make a lot of money. Another project lining up here for a massive short is AI Doge, or ARB Doge AI. It not only has been listed on some good exchanges, but it's also gained a massive pump recently. As you can see, we have a bunch of support and resistance levels. I just did a video analyzing this project. It should be live on the YouTube channel already, but here we have analyzed the project. On the 4-hour time frame, I think we have a massive shorting opportunity lining up right here. This project was also kind of funny. Due to all of the zeros involved in the project, my indicator actually broke. But as you guys also know, I've also bought the loss online indicator. It's a pretty expensive indicator, but as you can see, it can't handle all of these numbers, and mine couldn't either. So I had to recode it with logic in mind to take care of all of these zeros. It wasn't really too complicated, but it's kind of funny that meme coins are so crazy. They kind of break how we normally operate in this space. There's nothing too complicated with this project. Yes, it gained a bunch of trading volume, and the trading volume to market cap ratio is absolutely crazy. So just like we do with other projects, we wait for the volume to settle down, to calm down a little bit. If we can get it below a 50% volume to market cap ratio, then we have a perfect shorting opportunity. That's basically the two things we want confirmed: a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame and a volume to market cap ratio below 50%, and then we have our entry point. All we gotta do now is practice one of the most rare skills here in crypto, and that's patience. Last but not least, we have Bonk, and I think this project is very interesting because it's supported by some big exchanges, but the volume to market cap ratio is absolutely garbage. There is no interest for this project at the moment. Well, if you compare it to smaller projects, then the 24-hour volume is still larger, but if you compare it to the market cap, it's just not there. I think we're seeing a similar pattern to Popcat here. I think there is money left in the project that they want to extract, and they've been trying to pump the project once, twice, third time, and a fourth time as well. They really want to extract all of that capital for the project. This gives us some nice shorting opportunities. And with this one, I really think you need to align the 4-hour and the daily time frame when you actually short the project. So for example, on the daily time frame, you look at the trend of the project. It's been in a downtrend. Then you move on to the 4-hour time frame, and that's where you short the project. The project is so damn volatile because I think it's being heavily manipulated. If we head over to the daily time frame, you can clearly see all of the times that the project has been pumped to the same level. I think this is an extraction mechanism by the people involved in the project, not necessarily the creators, but this could be exchanges as well, just pumping the project. So what I'm planning to do here with this project is trade it on the 4-hour time frame in sync with the daily time frame. The volatility is still strong with this one. I don't know why it's like this. I think it's being heavily manipulated. There should be a lot of liquidity, but it behaves as if there's not a lot of liquidity. I'm gonna wrap it up right here with one final tip here for you guys. Out of all the projects we have looked at today, Altcoin is gonna be the most easiest one to trade. I don't know why, but the liquidity is strong. The project is acting natural and it doesn't feel very manipulated. The trends are strong and the hype is real. And for some reason, since it's such a stupid name, it's not a dog or a cat, it's just a altcoin. People are treating it differently. And I will do my absolute best to keep you guys up to date with future videos. Thanks for watching, good luck out there in the market, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.